So before you came for coaching, where were you at with your golf? What were you feeling like?
I was just feeling like I was a fairly ordinary golfer. Hitting sort of around 110, 115 mark, and that was where I was at the time. Yeah.
Gotcha. And you were doing practice?
Yeah, plenty of practice. When I say plenty, not really. I was practicing, but it was really I wasn't practicing any of the putting or chipping or any of that part of the game. It was just go down the driving range and try to smack big hits with a driver.
And it wasn't really
shots.
Improving your scores too much.
Wasn't improving whatsoever.
You're right.
And that was
okay. So around the 110, 115. So then you come along and got some coaching, and we went to the 10 weeks in. 10 shots in 10 weeks.
Initially, I actually saw you down at the driving range, and we had a bit of a chat, and you asked me what I wanted to work on, and I said, well, initially it was my little chip shots and that, which were, I'd be, hitting them thin and all this sort of stuff, and you worked on that with me, and I found an instant improvement in my game just from that one lesson, and that sort of then set me on the path to start to want some more lessons. Yeah.
And so then you joined the longer term coaching program, basically.
Yeah.
And then what did you find that helped you with?
Just making me realise that all the practice I was doing was a waste of time, because I was actually practicing to be pathetic. You know what I mean? Really, it's true. And I actually found it probably more difficult to get back onto the right path, because you practice to be bad at it, really.
So I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, because I think anyone who's ever played the game has been through that, including golf pros. We've all realised, wow, we've wasted a lot of time practicing what we used to and think was right, trying to perfect the golf swing or trying to get everything just right, and then the golf game will be perfect. And it's just not like that.
No.
So what are the kinds of things that stood out for you in the coaching about, in terms of the way you'd practice?
Well, I guess the main thing that really stood out is the fact that the short game, how important the short game is, which is particularly the putting, which is the sort of, as everyone says, I guess it's sort of the boring side of the practice sort of thing, but it's dead set probably one of the most important parts of the whole game. That's where you're going to initially get, I think the whole way. Even I'm looking at guys like these fellas behind me who are professionals almost, and that's what they do. They spend 80% of their time around that chipping and pitching and putting and all that.
Well, that's the beauty of these purposeful practice sessions. That here you are, someone who's shooting in the 90s, playing and training with some trainee golf pros who are shooting in the 70s, and you can really see what's actually required to get to that. Isn't it? So, and then it's not rocket science. They're just doing stuff that's scaled up and harder than what you're doing, but it's the same kind of games.
And I guess the funny thing a little bit too for me is that I'm starting to get quite good at that, and I feel like I can almost compare myself. Not really, but in certain ways I'm sort of close to them maybe in my putting and that. But I'm miles away in my longer game. But that's
what you've got to work on.
Improve yourself really quickly.
Good stuff. And so where's your scores now, after having done this for a good few months?
So my best game ever still is about 90.
Wow.
But I'm averaging sort of 93s, 94s, like the low 90s.
Yep.
Now.
Fantastic.
So it's
pretty happy with it.
It's pretty it's improvement of between 15 and 20 pretty much off my game in the past. So pretty.
You seem pretty happy.
I don't go out and get so frustrated anymore. Like I used to go out and you just be angry all the time and that sort of stuff. Now I can go out and have a good game. I might still have a couple of pretty crap holes, but you feel like you've had a good game and enjoyed it rather than sort of.
Great stuff.
Or looking forward to the 19th hole.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon. Cheers for your time.